myriad surfaces in the hotel rooms, the restaurants where cooks and servers would touch my food, plates, cups, flatware, the pen they'd give me to sign the check. I thought about everyone who'd want to shake my hand at the events, or hug, or ask me to autograph a book they'd been holding with their bare fingers. All of these things I normally wouldn't have noticed, some that I actively enjoyed, made my breath come short and my chest tighten. Even as I tried to convince myself that it was fine, that I was being ridiculous, I pulled off the freeway to turn around. My plane was leaving in less than 2 hours. I would not be on it. "But we'll have hand sanitizer at the event," one host wailed when I phoned in my apologies. We all know what happened next. Within 48 hours, the students at the college I was booked at were sent home. By Thursday, Daisy's swim meet was called off, as was that weekend's SAT. It would be canceled 6 more times in the coming months. She never did use those number 2 pencils. Within a week, the high school had shut down. It wasn't clear how or whether classes for its 3,400 students, many of whom had no computer at home and some of whom did not have a home at all, would continue. It felt like we were falling backward in slow motion, arms and legs flailing for purchase. What did you do when life came to a terrifying, screeching halt? Me? I read the news incessantly, then avoided reading the news entirely. Rinse and repeat for weeks, then months. I fixated on the New York Times spelling bee, discovering the hidden secret designation of queen bee for those who get all the possible words. I scrolled and kibitzed on social media. I told dear friends in soulful Zoom sessions that I loved them, often while accidentally on mute, feeling simultaneously deeply connected and deeply disconnected. I made a list of great books for Daisy to read in case school never resumed. She balked. I gave it up and lifted all restrictions on her device use, the ones that were supposed to keep her from becoming a slave to the algorithm. I let her become a slave to the algorithm. I became a slave to the algorithm. I washed groceries, sealed mail in Ziplocs, nagged everyone to scrub their hands, yes, again, sanitized my own, red and raw. I refused to buy extra toilet paper. I bought extra toilet paper. I felt ashamed for buying extra toilet paper. I made myself cry picturing my husband, Stephen, dying of COVID. He is over 65 and was not as scrupulously careful as I would have liked if he would only have let me be in total control. I drew up a list of all my passwords and wishes in case I died of COVID. I recalled a self-defense skills class I'd taken with Daisy when she was in kindergarten, in which both the kids and the parents were encouraged to stay safe in your imagination. I did not stay safe in my imagination. I don't know anyone who was able to stay safe in their imaginations, except maybe Stephen, who always says there is no point in fretting over something that might never happen. There was another layer of worry, more of existential angst, that had been building for me before the pandemic, but my perpetual motion and the vagaries of daily life had allowed me to avoid dwelling on it. I was getting older, a lot closer to 60 than 50. Okay, I was 58. Stephen, a documentary filmmaker, was talking about retirement. Retirement. Or only taking on work that genuinely excited him, which amounted to the same thing. Daisy would be leaving for college in a year, ending the most intensive time of parenting and taking a chunk of my identity with her. Who would I be once she was gone? Watching from the kitchen as she sat at the dining room table doing research on colleges, I remembered the 3-year-old in red sneakers, her hair in 2 spouts on top of her head, who would peek around the doorway, wanting to play pretend. "Look at this, a little child," I was supposed to say in mock surprise. "Are you all alone? Could I be your mama?" It was a bit she wanted me to repeat over and over until I was exasperated. And why was I so exasperated? Why didn't I play as long as she would want? I wasn't ready. Not for any of it. There are libraries of books for women on balancing work and motherhood. I wrote one myself, as if that is the entirety of our existence. This next phase? It's like dropping off a cliff. Yet another cliff. We are not a culture, to say the least, that venerates older women. The sheer amount of age-forfending plastic surgery we engage in, not blaming, just noting, is testament to that. When someone wrote in the New York Times that while she was turning 60, she still felt 20, I thought, yes. And no. Turning 60, I feel 60. Like even though I can flex, still do a handstand in yoga class.